Bolero. So we're going to start. We're actually going to just start with a basic rumba routine, and then we'll transition it into Bolero, so you see how it relates. So what we're going to do is, with a lead foot free, facing partner and wall, butterfly position, we're going to do, the sequence we're going to do is New Yorker, spot turn, fence line, underarm turn, shoulder to shoulder, crab walk sticks, and spot turn. That's the sequence we're going to do. And then we're going to show you how to transition it over into Bolero. Because really, Bolero is just rumba dance in a different way. So, lead foot free, New Yorker, spot turn, fence line, underarm turn. Started with her. Yeah, so we're all going in the same direction. Lead foot free, butterfly position. New Yorker, go. Spot turn, fence line, underarm turn, shoulder to shoulder, crab walks, spot turn. There you go. That's it. So that's if we were doing rumba. The only thing that changes when we do Bolero, if I can borrow your hand, in the Bolero, we always prepare our figures first. So in this case, we're going to have a trail foot free. We're going to step side and then do our rumba figure, New Yorker. Prepare our fence line and do it. And then I gotta remember what my sequence was. Doesn't do me any good if I don't remember the sequence. New Yorker, spot turn, fence line, underarm, shoulder, crab walk. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we always set, well, it's not always side. In phase 3 it mostly is, but when you get into 4s and 5s and stuff, then your prep set can be forward or back or side or whatever. So we're going to step aside to prepare our New Yorker and then do it. Step aside to prepare our spot turn and then do it. Step aside to prepare our fence line and then do it. Underarm turn, shoulder to shoulder, crab walks. So, spot turn. And then whatever. So let's give that a try, and then we'll add a little bit more technique into that. But I just want to do footwork first. So, with the trailing foot free, the first thing we're going to do is step side, and then think rumba. So it's New Yorker, go. Spot turn. Fence line. Underarm turn. Shoulder to shoulder, crab walks, slow, quick, slow, spot turn, slow, quick, there you go, that's it. And I'm purposely not doing basic right away because the basic is a little different in Bolero than it is in rumba. But the rest of this stuff is pretty much the same. So let's try some music. Huh? I know. But I don't need that if I'm standing at the computer. So butterfly facing the wall, 2 measure weight. We're going to start with hip rocks twice, and it's just rocking back and forth in place. And if you can do the figure eight with your hips, that would be great, but if you can't, that's fine too. hip rocks twice. Slow, quick, quick, slow. Wait a minute, I can't do that, can I? Because if I want to do the New Yorker with the trail foot free, I have to have trail foot free started, don't I? So let's try that again with the trail foot free. I should have thought through which foot I wanted to have. So, with the trail and foot free, 2 measure weight. Hip rocks twice, slow, quick, quick, slow. New Yorker, spot turn, fence line, underarm turn, shoulder to shoulder, spot or crab walks. Spot turn. New Yorker, spot turn, fence line, underarm turn, shoulder to shoulder, crab walks, spot turn, and stop. All right, that looked pretty good actually. Turn the head counts off. So, Bolero has rise and fall to it. So when we do our Bolero rise and fall, the best way to describe it is an ocean wave. And I'm going to use the New Yorker as our example. So when we do a New Yorker, first of all, Bolero has more shape to it than rumba does. If we did a New Yorker in rumba with a lead foot free, we would strike our line and we'd be there and we'd face. With Bolero, trail foot free, we set side to kind of a V shape. Then we strike our line, and when we do the rise and fall, as we do our slow, we rise, and then as we check through, we're up, and then we kind of lower, this foot will push back a board or two, and then we step aside. So it's up, up, down, down, up, down, up, or I can't do it all at the same time. I'm thinking too hard. Up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. What? You know, there's up and down to it. So, and that's what gives it its pretty look. So it's going to be slow, quick, quick, 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 crab walks. So track foot, shoulder to shoulder, crab walks, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, soft turn, quick, quick. And even the crab walks have the rise and fall to them. You don't think of them. There's very few exceptions that you won't do the rise and fall, like hip rocks. Fence lines don't have as much to them. They have a teeny tiny bit, but it's harder to do rise and fall with the fence line because we would just do that. So it's more like rumba with the fence line, other than you set aside to prepare it. So, 2, 1, 2, 3. Those would be your fence lines going each way. Now, one figure that doesn't really work for the rise and fall in Bolero, and this is the biggest lie that round dancing has perpetuated over the years, because it's not a true figure out in the real world. In round dancing it is, because we created it, but open break is not a real figure. but it is in round dancing, so we have to teach it. If we were to do an open break with the rise and fall, we would start with the trail foot free and step side. And this is why it doesn't work. We would crash. It works in rumba because you start by breaking apart and then stepping aside to whatever. But with the rise and fall in Bolero, if you truly do it, we crash. So what you can do instead is you can lower into a sit line here and recover. And then you won't crash. But don't do an open break like this. That's right, I'm just gonna hurt her.
Can you show us again?
How not to do it? Okay. What you want to do is just recover. Yeah.
On that, I've also seen they come way around the side rather than the chest to chest.
On an open break?
No, not just shaping.
On an open break?
And then you shape rather than crashing. You bring that right shoulder back.
I bring my right shoulder back like this.
There.
Oh, I guess I could do that.
Yeah, that you just bring that back shoulder. It's a shape. Your hips don't move. It's just your shoulder comes back so the feet has room.
I never thought about that, but I guess that is kind of true.
It's just a little.
Just a teeny tiny bit, yeah. Exactly. If we did an open break into a left pass, then I would really bring it around.
Yes.
Or whatever. But yeah, you're right. That is the case. So let's see, what were other figures we want to go over? So reverse underarm turn, and then time set. So they're the same as they are in rumba again, with the exception that they start with that side step. So if we do a reverse underarm, we're going to have a trail foot free, slow, quick time steps, twice, underarm turn. And that's all that changes, is that you start with a side step to prepare your figure and then you dance it. The other thing in phase 3 that you don't really do anything except Bolero is a hip lift. A hip lift with a lead foot free. We're going to start by stepping aside, and then we draw our feet together, rise through the hip, and push it back down. It is not letting the pushing the foot down, which causes the hip and then change weight. That's not a hip lift, even though that's what Roundolab says. It's lift the hip and put it back down, not kind of push into the floor, straighten the leg, and settle back down. It's side, raise the hip, put it back down. Side, raise the hip, put it back down. That's a hip lift. No, it's not right. Slow, quick, slow, quick. Those are hip lifts. Let's give those a try, and then lat, underarm, and time steps, and all that too. So, closed position. Now, with closed position, I want to mention this before we get into anything. There's varying degrees of what you can do with your lead arm. A lot of people like to have it down here. It can be up here, like in waltz and foxtrot. It can be anywhere you want it to be, but whatever is your personal preference.
Coming around the other way, you start to see that now. on the, instead of hand up, it's hand down.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and especially with hip lifts, it's more comfortable to do this.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to go into a turn basic, I could leave the arm down, or I could bring it up. It's kind of just your personal preference. That you know, do whatever you want. Feels more supportive when it's up. Yeah. So, you know, whatever you want to do. So let's give that a try. I won't get into the turning basic yet because I didn't talk about it. I just kind of showed it. So butterfly. Triple foot free. New Yorker. Go. Spot turn. Reverse underarm turn. To time steps. Twice. Underarm turn, open break, crab walks, side. Spot turn, shoulder to shoulder. Spot turn, New Yorker to closed, hip lift, twice. Lose your balance all over. So try just the hip lifts real quick. So, quick. So, quick. Yeah, slow. Quick. Quick. Yeah. So you set aside and then you raise the opposite hip. Set aside, raise the opposite hip. Okay, so that's basically all of phase 3. It doesn't take very long to learn phase 3 Bolero because it's mostly just rumba and you start with a side step. So let's try music. And then, actually I want to look at then we'll talk about basic and turning basic and cross body. Yeah, cross body. Because that's what's in the dance that I have set up for later. Turn basic cross body. So, with music. Butterfly, or closed position actually, with the lead foot free. To measure weight, we'll start with hip lifts. Hip lift twice. Fence line, New Yorker, spot turn, fence line, underarm turn, reverse underarm, time step, twice, shoulder to shoulder, twice, crab walks, spot turns to close, hip lift, twice. New Yorker, crab walks. Underarm turn. Reverse underarm. Fence line. Hip lift. Crab walks. Spot turn, break to open, progressive walk 6. Circle away together to close, hip lift, twice. Spot turn, New Yorker, spot turn. Fence line, underarm turn, reverse underarm turn, spot turn, open break, crab walks, spot turn, hip lift, twice, New Yorker, crab walks, spot turn, time step, twice, reverse underarm turn, close, forward, or, okay, stop right there. I almost skied something I shouldn't have. Almost skied forward break. Is that phase 3? That is phase 3, actually. Forward break, lunge break. But I wanted to talk about a basic. A basic in Bolero, I said earlier that Bolero, we prepare our figures and then dance them. So, we know that in rumba, a basic starts with the lead foot by man stepping forward, ladies back. But if we're in closed position in Bolero and we step aside to prepare our basic, we're not ready to go forward with the lead foot. We're ready to do the back part of the basic with the trail foots. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring our feet together and we're going to step back with a little bit of contra body movement and recover. Then we're going to step aside and do the forward part. So basic. 2, 3, slow, quick, quick. And when we do the forward part, you can do as much contra check as you want. Or you could just do slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, or pretty, quick, quick. So that's...
She does it pretty much better. That's her natural.
She wants to, that's right. Uh-huh. And yeah, exactly. Well, and it'll help if you draw your feet together and then do your step. That's what helps the contra body. Rather than just step aside and rock and aside, rock, because that doesn't really produce any contra body. Well, I mean, you can, but it's easier by drawing your feet together.
Rocking on the side, foot.
Yeah. Keeping your feet on one track. Yeah. But I think the basic is probably the most important figure in terms of contra body in phase 3 Bolero. They don't really teach contra body at the phase 3-4 level, but they should, because it's so important. So anyways, our basic is side, break, back, recover, side, break, forward. And if we turned it, we would do this, and she would slip and push forward. Side, slip, and push forward. So let's give those a try. Let's start with the regular basic a couple times, and then we'll try and turn it. Set a closed position facing the wall. Lead to it free. Basic. Go. Side. Break back. Recover. Side. Go forward. Recover. Try 1, 2. Side. 2. Side. Yeah, you gotta step forward into him, Fonda. Side. Forward into him. Okay. Side. Back. 2. So, turning basic. Turning basic again. Right face. The side step has a bit of upper body rotation to it. Oh no, and then it does slip to the left. I don't know which way I'm turning. This is the right face upper body stretch. I almost think of it, if you ever heard the term high line, it's like stepping and shaping to a high line, then slipping and pushing. So it's a left face turn, and then you do your forward face. Right face. Turn face. Turn. Okay. Try it again. Start with just a regular bass. Go. So, turning basic. Turn. So, turning bass again. Yeah, that's it. She's pulling you around. Good. Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed when we were doing it, there's a million options for signing and stuff. What she's doing is, as I'm shaping, she can either keep her head closed.
I did that.
You did that. No, you don't. Or she can open it, which I think is prettier.
Yes.
Or she can keep it closed.
Oh, I was.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's much easier to open it. But
You see it then in like
oh yeah,
ways.
oh yeah. Most of the time when I'm watching warlocks or press kits or gossips or pretty much any of the high-level people, they always open that head because it feels better. But when you're learning, it doesn't really matter if you open the head or keep it closed. Whatever you feel like doing. So let's do that another try. And ladies, you can do whatever you want with your head, except by him. So leave foot free, basic, slow, quick, slow, turning basic, quick, slow, turning basic again. There we go, that's it. So the last thing I want to talk about, actually I want to make sure that this dance I want to do later doesn't have any forward breaks or long breaks in it. I don't think it does, but just in case, it has a forward break. And then it has a late chrome. And then that third one. Okay, so we do have to go over both of them because one dance has the forward break and the other one has the lunge break. We went over open break earlier. I don't think we're going to probably do many of those in these dances because the open break isn't as common in Bolero because of what I showed you earlier about the crashing. But forward break, on the other hand, this is a real figure. We step side. And she's going to break back like she did with the open break, but I'm going to break forward to her and recover. Soft turn. Forward break. Slow. Quick. And later, once we get phase 3 and 4 under our belt, there's another figure called contra break. Contra break and forward break are the same figure, just the contra break is more accentuated. But essentially they're the same figure, except contra break is usually a handshake. And it's bigger and prettier. But, so the forward break, slow, quick spot turn. Then if we do a lunge break, she's going to do essentially the same footwork, but I'm going to step side, lower, rise. I love lunge breaks. They are an abused figure for the man. But, so, lunge break, foot. Just lower and rise. And keep that back straight. You don't want to do it like this. Maybe. You don't want to do this. You don't want to. Yeah.
And you look like a Cupid doll.
Yeah, so keep that back straight as you do your lowering. And that'll look much better leaning over. So let's try that. So trail foot free. Forward break, go. Side. Break forward, retap. Okay. Spot turn. Forward break. Spot turn. Lunge break. Yeah, the lunge one is where you just lower and rise. Question?
On the lunch break, he wants to see.
So I set side, and then I just lower and rise. That's a lunge break. Not lunch break, lunge break. One. Yeah, and you only get one set. Or the man only gets one set. Ladies get 3. But the man only gets 2. Just, yeah. And the right knee pushes the sole push out. And then rise. Kind of side and back. So try that again. Try foot free. Lunge break. Go. Spot turn. Lunge break. Spot turn. Forward break. Yeah. I think we got it. So let's try music. I want to do piece of music, this piece of music, because it's really pretty. I think this piece of music is probably one of the best for Bolero. Slow, quick. So we're going to do 2 measure weight, closed position, lead foot free, and we're going to start with hip lift, left and right. Hip lift twice. Basic. Turning basic. Twice. Spot turns. New Yorker. Crab walks. Spot turn. Forward break. Underarm turn. Lunge break. Crab walks. Spot turn. Head slides. Crab walks. Spot turn. New Yorker to close. Hip lift twice. Basic. Turning basic. Twice. Spot turn. New Yorker. Crab walks. Underarm turn. Time step twice. Reverse underarm turn to crab walks. Spot turn and slide twice. New Yorker crab walks. Spot turns to close, hip lift. Turning basic. Twice. Spot turn. Shoulder to shoulder. Crab walks. Spot turn. New Yorker. Underarm turn to close. Hip lift. Get back and reward. Alright. Let's take a break. That was good. Let's take a break. Okay, so there's actually one more Bolero figure I need to go over before we can do the stance. And it's a cross body. In rumba, cross body is 2 measures. In Bolero, it's only 1. So what we're going to do... Oh, I know. Okay, I'll wait for her to get back. So the sequence was turn basic, cross body, forward break. Make sure that's correct. Yeah. Repeat that sequence twice. And then you decide on I wasn't doing it right. Quick cross, forward break, turn, cross side, forward break, side cross.
You always step forward on the cross body?
Ladies or men? I did side. I turned, I opened the door for her to come across, step side, broke back, recover, push. And then forward break. So it's kind of similar in a way to doing turn basic, but kind of opening up a bit. Because if we did, well, we actually aren't going to be doing a rumba cross body if you think about it, because we're preparing it here with our basic ending, and then we're doing a cross body.
That's that forward step that I'm seeing.
So, you're on the basic ending, yeah. So it is kind of a rumba cross body, but they only cue. So we do our basic ending, 2, 3. And then the cross body starts here with a side step for me, forward for her, and across. Cross body. And yeah. So.
But if you're not doing that part, you actually get back out of the way. You're actually without. She has to go around.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't want her to feel like she has to go out and around in a big curve. I want her to feel like she's coming straight through on a track. And I'm getting out of her way, just like in rumba. So, and then I break back and push. And forward break. I mean, that was pretty forward, right? Forward, yeah. Maybe. There might be a slight curve to it. I don't personally think about the curve much. I guess it just kind of happens. But now I'm kind of curious what it actually says. Okay, come to display. Oh, so one more time, so on the PC, we're going to do a turning basic. And then our cross body, she's going to come forward, 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 turn. I think she's taking 3 forwards, that's turning on the 3rd step. Would kind of like a right pass. Right? So one more time, it's turning basic, cross body, she comes across, and a forward break. And that's the sequence we're going to do in this dance. So let's give that a try one time.